Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Thank you for joining me again today. Before we kind of get into additional times where we're going to be focusing on specific, interventions, other mindfulness and self care activities that you can do, I really wanted to spend some time today just focusing on kind of an overall review of things that are important about the prevention and management of vicarious trauma and burnout. So, the first one would really heavily focus on establishing self care routines. So, what are you already doing for self care? And how are you making it a routine for yourself? Um, I know this is something that we always talk about with our clients. It's paramount in some of the work that we do because we know that good self care, pro social activities, engaging in healthy living is crucial to reducing rates of depression and anxiety and managing stress. So, what are we doing ourselves? Having regular engagement in self care activities can serve as a preventive measure as well as an active management strategy. So, activities like mindfulness, exercise, and hobbies can sustain mental health workers' well being. What are you doing every single day? How is it a routine for you? And it may be something as simple as just making sure that you take your lunch break. Like, how many of us are guilty of sitting at our desk, working on our notes, or even taking phone calls from clients while we should be actually on that break? While we should be taking time to be mindful and enjoying our lunch, and maybe even spending some time with our coworkers and just enjoying a little bit of downtime. So, establishing self care routines. The next one really delves into professional development and supervision. So, continuous professional development is, again, also very important within this field. I mean, we are all required through our individual agencies or places that we work to have a certain amount of professional development. But I don't know about you, but oftentimes that professional development is a little lacking. They may be talking about certain policies and procedures year after year after year, but what time do we really spend on that mandatory training, focusing on our own professional growth? So, taking the opportunities to do that, looking for ways that you can continue to learn and continue to grow within your profession. Because, as we saw, one of the greatest risk factors for vicarious trauma is not knowing enough about trauma and also having limited experience and knowledge about the field itself. Effective supervision is also crucial in this. Being able to talk to your supervisor about what is out there and getting recommendations for different trainings or professional development. Those of you that possibly work with me in supervision, because I know a few of you follow this, you know that my office is full of books and I'm constantly giving you books like, here, read this, or here's this article on this, and providing training resources to you to kind of look out at that. So we have to go above and beyond when it comes to professional development and really taking that opportunity to seek things outside of ourselves. And I know that in itself can be stressful, but it's helpful in the long run. And also during that supervision time, taking the opportunity to talk about what it is that you need. Oftentimes supervision is heavily focused around, what has to be done. That these are the, measures that you have to meet. This is the units or the production that you're currently doing, and how can we continue to build that up? Oh, this is where you're struggling with this client. Here's, talking about and identifying particular strategies and interventions that you can work on them. Maybe even a little bit of venting about what may be going on in your frustration over particular cases. What are you doing to talk about what you need? And spending some time and asking for that within your supervision. Um, the next part really kind of talks about more on kind of your own social support and fostering resilience within the mental health field. So, what do we have within our field, within our daily lives, that helps to build a supportive professional community? Do you engage with your coworkers in work and maybe even outside of work? Do you have professional organizations that you are a part of that you can continue to learn more information from and develop that connective community on it as well? I know here locally we have a Facebook group that was put together by a colleague of mine and my supervisor at one point in time, who really kind of works on bringing the community together. We share resources, we reach out to one another if we're looking for particular things as far as, who might be able to treat a certain client. But it's a great opportunity to just kind of have those connections when you need it. But having that supportive professional community is a crucial role in fostering resilience, knowing that we're not alone in their experiences in vicarious trauma and burnout in this field, that we're not dealing with particular issues that we're thinking about, oh, well, it must be me. There must be something that I'm doing wrong. And realizing that, maybe more people are also experiencing this. So through sharing of experiences and strategies, we can, again, find solace that we're not alone in these experiences. It's also really important when we're talking about building resilience is, advancing our knowledge and understanding. We already talked a little bit about professional development, but what kind of education are you continuing to do to expand your knowledge about burnout and vicarious trauma specifically? What are you doing to learn about how to take care of yourself as a mental health professional? So, learning about the risks of burnouts, learning about strategies to manage this or prevent it, can really help empower professionals to take preemptive action and to rehabilitate faster when they are affected by these types of symptoms. I'm spending some time doing some research into vicarious trauma and burnout and learning the best practices, and which will help advance the understanding again of supportive structures available to mental health professionals. So, one of those supportive structures is just our EAP, our employee assistance programs. How many of you have ever used that when you needed it? It's there for you. You can get up to 6 sessions with a professional yourself and deal with some of the issues that are going on within your work environment. And then also just continuing to cultivate your own personal growth. Personal growth and self reflection are central to building resilience. Reflecting on our own experience or actively engaging in growth oriented behaviors can truly transform our reactions to adverse experiences into opportunities for continued professional growth. So, kind of wrapping all this up, by nurturing our own mental health, we truly can better help those around us. We can truly be able to continue to grow as a professional. And it's kind of our collective responsibility as mental health professionals as well, reaching out and supporting one another when we need to. So I would also say if you see one of your coworkers struggling, let them know that you're there. Give them a helping hand, or, being able to reach out or even inform kind of your supervisor, like, hey, I noticed so and so is really struggling. Maybe you should talk to them about it. We have to look out for each other too, as much as we're looking out for ourselves. So to wrap up kind of today, I encourage you to try this one activity towards kind of your better mindfulness about working within this field. And it's an activity known as shifting your perspective. So as humans, we are wired with kind of a negative bias. We tend to kind of see what's not working well or what we did wrong versus as what's going well or what we did right. And this can really take a toll on our emotional health, our self-confidence, and even our ability to do our best work. So I challenge you all to spend some time before you return to work and to take out a piece of paper or jot it down on your phone, whatever kind of works best for you, and label 3 different columns. One is what's currently working. The second one is achievements. And the third one, obstacles I've overcome. And spend about 5 to 10 minutes just thinking about, you know, what is working now. Noting past achievements, any of the obstacles that you've really kind of overcome to be where you are now professionally, maybe even personally if you need to go that route. But take an inventory, take stock of what is going well in your life and what you have done to get to where you are. And keep this list handy. Refer to it and add to it as needed. And whenever you feel, that negativity creeping in or that self-doubt, go back to it and remind yourself of everything that you have done and everything that is going well. And this will help shift your perspective and boost your self-confidence. And I encourage you to maybe do this on a regular basis, just continue to add it to it when something does go well. And also part of this is celebrating those accomplishments and recognizing that, even though maybe we have some self-doubt about our efficacy within this field, maybe you're not doing so bad after all. So again, thank you for joining me today. I look forward to talking to you more next week. Take care.